Good morning. It's Saturday morning here in Cypress, Texas. I Something's happened. It's kind of exciting. Um, I've had a problem ever since my wife passed. Um, well, except when I was in Virginia. Getting up in the morning. I Only when I was in Virginia Beach in the Virginia High Performance Program was I getting up at 4:45, reading my scriptures, doing meditation, getting up and out the door on time. And until now, just recently, last couple of days, all right. Um, I was up at 4 o'clock. That's when I couldn't help it, and done sleeping. Read my scriptures, meditated, still wasn't done. Didn't fall asleep. Okay, so we're gonna get into this. This is gonna be a deep day. Okay, so I get up this morning, reading chapters 31, Genesis, Psalms, and Proverbs. Now it's only the fourth day I read this, but for the first time, this popped out at me. Jacob hears the sons of Laban talking about him and how basically accusing him of stealing all his wealth and all his livestock from their father. This ticks Jacob off because it was the other way around. The Laban was trying to steal from him, kept trying to steal from him, kept changing the deal, changing the compensation, right? And I've seen this happen before, multiple times, right? When the executives who aren't doing any sales, seeing how much the salespeople are making, they start changing the structure so they can get more, and the salespeople are working harder to get the same, right? And so this is what's happened with Jacob. He spent 10 times his Laban changes compensation, right? First, you're gonna get the spotted lambs, right? Then he changed it to the speckled lambs. Then he changed it to the striped lambs. And every time the God would cause whatever was going to benefit Jacob to happen. Okay, so it was Jacob had all of his wealth, all of his livestock, because every time Laban was trying to screw him over, God would turn things in favor of Jacob. Wasn't Jacob doing it? Okay, all right, and so what was happening? Why? Because Jacob was so zealous to please God. Okay, and because he was so zealous to please God, right, he was given abundance. Okay, and he wasn't liked very well for it. And that happens in everything you do. Everything you do. You become a zealot. You become obsessed with anything. you will prosper. Okay, you pour yourself into anything, right? And there's going to be a result. It's when you don't, it's when you hold back, okay, that's when you're going to get frustrated. When you're just kind of doing it a little bit, you're just going through the motions, but you're not pouring it all into it. It isn't gonna break through. You gotta go all out, okay? And but here's Roy Jones Sr. used to say: if you're one way in one thing, you'll be that way in anything else. If you're a winner, you're gonna be a winner. If you're a quitter and a loser, you're gonna be a quitter and a loser. If you take the same, and this is Roy Jones Sr.'s word, I'm quoting verbatim. Anything that you put the same effort and enthusiasm toward, you will get the same results. Okay. Now I used to think I was something boxing. Okay. Because I was working out harder. Roy Jones Sr. told me one time, he said, you need someone like me training you, because you'll push yourself harder than most people can be pushed. Okay. Because you got to have somebody pushing you beyond what you'll do on your own. Okay. Which I hated. Because what I can do on my own is easy, right? For me, you know, doing 3 sets of 22 pull-ups in a row and like 500 push-ups for my workout yesterday, and that's like tying my shoes. Okay, I've done it so often. I mean, so much in my life. You know, that's, if I don't do at least that, I'm feel like I'm slacking, right? But that's like tying my shoes. That's not an effort for me. Okay. Now, it was when I was 7 years old, right? I would do 70 push-ups, because that's all I could do, and they weren't real good either. They're more like just head bobs, but I did them every night until I was 10 years old. Then I could do 100 good ones that are crack, and I do them every night before I went to bed, and every morning when I got up in the morning. Okay, so I can do push-ups. All right. And you're catching some rhythm here, right? Okay. Anything that I've ever done back in boxing, I thought I was doing something. I thought I was it, right? Until I started seeing what, like, Floyd Mayweather Jr. does, and what Mike Tyson does, and it's like, what I was doing wasn't a quarter of what they did. Okay, but it's still way more than most people do. All right. But here's my point, back to the point. Okay, I was zealous. I was obsessed with becoming better at boxing. I became obsessed with shooting. I had this guy. He was a plank owner at SEAL Team 6, and then Dick Marcinko pulled him and a few guys, pulled him right out of Bud's training, like right after they were new guys to the teams. They were high-level performers in SEAL, in their class in SEAL training, right? And he pulled them into the mob to form SEAL Team 6. Well, this guy was one of them, and he was a chief at SEAL Team 6, and then he got his degree in history, because he said that was the easiest thing he could get a degree in, and got his commission, became an officer, and he was my officer. And so his expertise is shooting, and he was high level. He could compete with John Shaw. John Shaw was the top marksman in the world for a long time, and we were at his course, and this guy was able to compete with John Shaw. He was that good, right? So with me, oh my God, it was, God damn it, Red, second sight. God damn it, Red, get the slack out of that trigger. God damn it, Red, get your grip right. Oh man, my whole purpose in life, that whole deployment, was to get him to stop saying, God damn it, Red, right? And the second platoon I'm in, he's my AOSC, we're doing jungle warfare. And we had a little bit of training doing CQB. Right? It was me and him, magazine change drill, and I beat him. Okay. But I had to get zealous. I had to be obsessed with making those corrections. I had to be obsessed with doing the process exactly right. Okay. And that's when I got the results. Okay. So when Apostle Mike says, oh, this is golden. Okay. That heaven is here with us right now, in us. Okay. We can do what Christ did. Okay. And more. He said so. Okay. They just have to have less of us and more of God, more of the Holy Spirit, more of Christ in us. How do we get there? By obsessing, binging into the Word. Okay. Oh, and then like this whole early church teachings, right? The original Gospels, right? Directly from Christ, right? Right out of his, as close as we can get to his word as possible, the most direct source, the people that actually heard it from him. Okay. And how the difference in the meanings of the words are. Okay. So you digging into that. Okay. You can take like me. Oh my gosh. I've read the whole Bible. The whole Bible completely 16 times. I am in month 31 of reading the same chapter every day of Genesis, Psalms, and Proverbs, and then meditating on those, what I got every day, and I still get something new every day, every single day. And then with this whole new interpretation, because I'm starting to understand the new meaning. The words that they wouldn't even, I just skim past. I mean, sheep, water, wine, right? Fire,